You go to a conference and there might be like 50 or 100 peripheral events around that conference.
You're the only person that I've ever seen build their own partner portal in-house that actually doesn't suck.
Like, we can tell if someone's doing a good job or if someone's just hugging and chugging.
We are also probably two of the most results-oriented folks. Welcome back to Partnerships Unlocked, where we give you a front row seat to the strategies driving modern partner-led growth. Each episode is going to cut through the noise with hard-earned lessons from the top leaders today, building the leading partner revenue channels. It's going to be fast, it's going to be tactical, and it's going to be built for operators who want to turn partnerships into a repeatable revenue engine. You all know me, Greg Portnoy, co-founder and CEO of Euler. But today I'm very excited to have one of my oldest friends. We used to be frenemies. Now we're just friends because we used to be competitors. Rachel Tyers from Okendo.
Hi, Greg. Thanks for having me on. Super excited to be here and just super impressed by everything you've built over these last, 8 years that we've known each other. Is that how long we've known each other? Something like that.
At least.
7.
Yeah.
Yeah, 7 or 8. Yeah.
Yeah. So Rachel, would love if you could just give everybody a quick kind of cliff notes on your career in partnerships that brought you to this point to contextualize the conversation we're going to have.
Yeah, so I've been in partnerships and marketing for about 12 years. I first started off in media buying at a Facebook marketing agency back in Australia and then moved into partnerships there. And then Steve Weiss, the founder of Mute 6, the performance marketing agency, he found me on LinkedIn one time and convinced me to move over to LA permanently, where I became the VP of Strategic Partnerships at Mute 6. And then continued on my journey in e-commerce here in the States. I co-founded the headless e-commerce platform Nasal. And then I went on to become VP and now SVP of Partnerships at Okendo. For the last 5 years, I've been here now.
That's awesome. And you've built something truly, truly impressive at Okendo. It's honestly been super cool to watch. You just kind of go from almost nothing to just an incredible partner organization. You're actually also, it's just fun for me to say, and I tell people about this, you're the only person that I've ever seen build their own partner portal in-house that actually doesn't suck. Because I feel like otherwise you guys would be a Euler customer, but I know you built something awesome. I remember even this was 2.5 years ago when I was just starting Euler and telling you about the idea. You showed it to me and I was like, this is great. Even 2.5 years ago, it was great. I'm sure it's even better now. So you clearly know what you're doing, which is why I'm very excited to have this conversation.
Well, thank you for saying that. And just in case any of the audience is wondering, no, we're not going to sell that. You have to use Euler, and Euler is even better.
We appreciate that. So Rachel, let's jump right in. Let's get tactical. Would love to hear about one tactic that you tried and used in your career for partnerships that you had really big high hopes for, and it just failed miserably. It just blew up in your face, but it was a great learning experience for you, and you kind of took that with you for your future success.
I would say, okay, this is going to be controversial, sponsoring happy hours with the intention of getting in front of brands. So we, back in the early days, put some pretty significant spend into happy hours. Like sometimes those would be $5,000 or $10,000 for a big one. And you do that with partners hoping to get in front of merchants. And it always just ends up being a big partner fest, I have learned. And if your intention is to get in front of brands and kind of build relationships with them, it's not going to work. However, on the flip side, a partner fest means it's a good opportunity for getting in front of other new and existing partners. So I will fling a few $1,000s here and there at a happy hour just to put our logo on it and have my team there for the partnership relationship building. But in terms of using it for new deals, it's rough. It's going to be slim pickings out there as it relates to getting merchants.
And I know most of your time has been like in the e-com space specifically. Do you feel like it's because there's just an overabundance of events in the e-com space and they've just become, brands are getting invited to everything every other week? Or do you think just generally these kinds of like co-sponsored partner marketing events They don't necessarily work phenomenally for, new logo acquisition. But if you go in with the right expectation and know that, like, hey, part of this is just kind of greasing the wheels of the partnership in good faith. Part of this is just showing the world that both of our logos are on this landing page and on this banner and we're partnered. Um, and then it's a good idea from that perspective. Like what do you think is the kind of value, the underlying value and the underlying challenge of this?
Yeah, I would say it's saturation. Everyone started doing their dinners and events and this and that. And now, like, you go to a concert, you go to a conference, and there might be like 50 or 100 peripheral events around that conference. Smarter Ship sends out that spreadsheet outside of Shot Talk, all those events, and it's insane. That didn't used to be the case back in 2020, 2021, just after things started opening back up post-COVID. So it doesn't mean that it doesn't work, but you just need to do things that are a little bit more interesting to get brands' attention. And that would be something like the Beyoncé concert or Charlie XCX or Dua Lipa or Kendrick Lamar. Like, I've been doing a lot of these high ticket events where we're co-sponsoring with tech partners, maybe some agencies in there, and we're leveraging our partners' relationships with their existing portfolio of clients to score new logos. And that does work for us. But yeah, we have to spend more money, and it has to be usually a bit more targeted, like high value brands that we're trying to get in there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what else I would recommend. Oh, something else that's a good tip, like small intimate events that are run in part by someone in the industry that you have a relationship with that has influence. So I have some friends at brands, and I'll say to them, what do you want to do? Like, can we put on something cool together? And we'll go do like a cold plunge day, or we'll do like the Freeze Art Fair in LA. I did with Emma from Skims recently. And then we're able to bring in people that she knows, people that I know, and it creates a really nice, intimate little get together that is going to help you build relationships with new logos. That's a little bit outside of partnerships, though. That's almost just more straight out business development. But I think a lot of us partner people are just looking for any way that we can grow. And so many of us are tasked with that business development because we're relationship people,
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's fair. Those are some really good insights. I mean, it sounds like, and I've heard this from other folks, just getting a little bit more targeted with it. It's a small dinner. It's a concert like that. It's going to be higher spend per person. It's going to be less people. Your overall spend might be the same, but you're going to be a little bit more targeted. It's less of a spray and pray kind of approach.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm not trying to score $19 essential deals at a Beyoncé concert. I'm trying to go in for, someone that's going to be spending $2,000 per month with us, something like that.
Got it. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. No, that's great. All right. Let's go to the other side. What is a play or tactic that you've used that has just been absolutely phenomenal for you and has worked really well? Why do you believe that it worked, and what did you learn?
I would look at points of differentiation within your product that you can really lean into that's going to appeal to your target audience of the agency as a partner professional. So an example here, when I first joined Okendo, we launched this really incredible Klaviyo integration. And a bunch of the agencies, almost all of my agencies, were recommending Klaviyo or working directly with Klaviyo on their merchant accounts. And so I was able to kind of help them drive more success marrying reviews and email together. So we could send all of their review request emails and now SMS via Klaviyo, and we can do that via Attentive now too. But syncing all of their zero-party data that we were collecting through Okendo into Klaviyo and creating segments. And then we could insert reviews dynamically into your emails, like your abandoned cart email or your browse abandoned emails, so that you're adding in that extra layer of social proof. And these little nuggets of differentiation make the agency look better. And so, of course, I started getting a lot of inbound agencies, as well as having agencies like pick up the phone when I was calling, because I had something to offer them that made them look better. So I would look into your product suite and see how you can make your agencies shine, and then double click or double down on that. Something that we're doing right now is building out really comprehensive partner service training so that we can show our agencies exactly how to drive value from the Okendo product suite. We have 5 products now. It's reviews, loyalty surveys, quizzes, and referrals. So there's a lot to be done there. And there's a lot of project or retainer work that agencies can garner from that as well. So I'm just looking to help agencies make more money, and that's the angle we're going with right now.
Got it. So what I heard was your strategy has been, actually add value to the partner, right? Like really, right? Really think through, deeply on like how can you, add value for them? And look, it might not be services revenue early on or upfront. It might just be how do we make them look good? I mean, when we were at Attentive, when I was at Attentive, I mean, transparently, like there was no services work for agencies to do because we were so white glove with the product, and with our own CS team, but we would let agencies take the credit for the work that our team was doing on behalf of the customer, because at the end of the day, like all that mattered was that the customer was happy and that the agency looked good, right? Unfortunately, they seem to have gone away from that strategy after I left, but while I was there, we grew immensely because it was just about how do we make the partner look good? How do we add value to them? And making them look good if you don't have services revenue is probably your best bet.
Yeah. And we all know it's not that easy to get leads. As a tech partner, it's pretty difficult sometimes to send leads directly back to our partners, especially when you're working with hundreds of partners. So how can you make their lives easier and make them look better? That's going to be, an effective way to do business.
Well, it seems to have been working for you guys. Your partnerships growth has been pretty impressive. So no, that's another good one. Thank you. And now, what are maybe 2 to 3 things that you just wish you knew earlier in your partnerships career? I'm sure there's a laundry list, but what would maybe be the top 2 or 3 that you would mention?
Yeah, I would say just making sure you have a really effective tracking system in place in your CRM or in Eula, that would work too, which connects up to your your CRM. I think that's something that I didn't have in place as effectively and efficiently at Mute 6 as I have at Okendo now. It's a pretty well-oiled machine, and that helps with transparency and visibility and just showing how much the channel is generating. Figuring out attribution is a big one because you'll often have the outbound team and marketing team and the partnerships team all trying to claim attribution on a deal. And oftentimes there's like multiple touches, like all of those channels have touched that lead. So figuring out how you can make it a win-win-win for everyone involved. We've sorted that out at Okendo as well. Like everyone kind of shares attribution. Well, I should specify. There's differentiation between channel attribution. However, there's alignment of incentive. So the partners team is working on closed MRR goals, as is the sales team. And so there's incentive for the partners team to help get that deal across the line. So that makes a lot of sense. And then something else I wish that I knew earlier. I mean, just that this can be like your dream career. You can travel the country or travel the world and hang out with people that are actually cool that you would hang out with outside of the hours that you're being paid to meet and, spend time with people. But yeah, there's just such opportunity here to build it into your dream career.
Yeah. No, that's a great one. And I think that's one that's been my favorite part. Like if you're really a people person, but you're a sales minded, if you're an outcome minded people person, and you want to build long-term relationships, I mean, it's such a fun job. It's such a cool job. And you get to take these relationships on with the rest of your career. Like,
Yeah.
you and I have never really partnered. We just met through the industry and we were both partner people and we became friends. And then we just kind of like stayed friends through all the same events and things. And, like, I think we both tried to add value to each other where we could, but like we never even partnered really directly, which is crazy. And yet we're pretty close. And that's the beauty of the job.
Yeah, and it's amazing. You just get to fly around to different cities and hang out with your friends. Like you could be in Miami one weekend and then a few weeks later you're in Chicago or you're in Toronto. Like that's pretty cool. And we're having these cool experiences. I feel like we lucked out.
Yeah. Well, we did. Although,
I mean, we worked hard for it.
no, I was going to say we are also probably two of the most results oriented folks. And I think that that's really important, not to be forgotten. Like, be good at relationships and enjoy the ride, but absolutely deliver, right? Because otherwise, you get kind of bucketed in the whole like we're just hugs and chugs kind of partner people.
Yeah, that's such a good point. You can't hide behind the numbers. That's what I always say. Like, we can tell if someone's doing a good job or if someone's just hugging and chugging.
Yeah, yeah.
I've never heard that before. That's so funny.
There's a lot of them.
Chugs.
There's a few different versions of it, but yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I see it a lot more these days. Talking to a lot of partner people, you can tell pretty quickly kind of what type of partner person they are. So yeah, it's interesting. We're trying to make more people more results oriented with the whole platform and all of the thought leadership. But Rachel, this has been awesome. Did not disappoint as expected. Just some amazing nuggets. Appreciate you taking the time to chat with me about this, and excited to share this with our audience.
Thank you so much, Greg. Thanks for having me, and keep up the good work. I am just so impressed with your meteoric rise.
Thank you. You too.